Nobody demonstrates the importance of hard work in achieving success more than American author, activist, and lecturer Helen Keller. Born in Alabama in 1880, Helen was deaf and blind from a young age and had no way of communicating. With the help of her tutor, she was able to lead an extraordinary life. Her story has been told in books, movies, TV series, and even in a play on Broadway. At 19 months old, Helen was diagnosed with brain fever, what we now think must have been scarlet fever or meningitis. She survived the illness but lost her sight and hearing. In her early years, Helen got very angry and frustrated because she couldn't communicate. She smashed plates on the floor and even bit members of her family. In 1887, when Helen was 6 years old, her parents heard about the Perkins Institute for the Blind. The school sent Anne Sullivan to be Helen's tutor. Anne started to teach Helen the names of objects using fingerspelling. She spelled out the names in Helen's hand using a different symbol for each letter. But at first, Helen did not understand what Anne was trying to teach her, and she continued to get angry and frustrated. However, one day, Anne took Helen to a water pump. Anne put one of Helen's hands under the water and spelled W-A-T-E-R onto her other hand. For the first time, Helen made the connection between objects and the letters Anne spelled into her hand. Helen learned 30 words that day and progressed very quickly after that. With Anne's help, Helen continued her education. At the age of 20, she entered the prestigious Radcliffe College and graduated 4 years later, becoming the first deafblind person to receive a Bachelor of Arts degree, a degree she passed with honors. Helen never stopped challenging herself. She learned to write, and she struggled for 25 years to learn to speak so that she could communicate with people better. She became a world-famous author and lecturer, and worked to make life better for blind and deaf-blind people. She also supported women's rights, in particular women's right to vote, and she helped to raise money for organizations such as the Helen Keller International Organization, the American Liberties Union, and the American Foundation for the Blind. In 1964, Helen received the highest award in the USA, the Presidential Medal of Freedom. There is even a statue of her in the Capitol building in Washington, D.C. Due to her courage and hard work, Helen Keller overcame her disabilities to achieve extraordinary things.